you, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, Blaze.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Mix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Good morning. Well, it ain't even morning no more, girl. I almost didn't make it. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to skip the morning jokes today. It's been one thing after another. My nerves bad, but we here. Dear God, we here. Okay? Dear God, we're here. Shout out to everybody in the building. I need y'all to like the video, please. Like the video, okay? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I almost didn't come on. It was one thing. I'm talking about how young Joce say, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Yeah, girl. It's lunchtime. This is a lunch juice. This ain't even a morning juice. This is a lunch juice. Girl, nerves bad all over the place. Saint had to go to the groomer. Then I had a meeting at work. I was like, then a lot of other stuff going on. How y'all doing? I'm not gonna bring that negative energy over here. What's going on? I didn't even put no title on here. We just josing. Let's this day just gonna be a jose, all right? So you guys, we got a few things to discuss. Some of the things, hold on, I need to upload. I think I had found a couple things I wanted to talk about. Well, I don't even need to upload this. I can really just go because I'm at home now. What's this? Okay. You guys, first and foremost, shout out to everybody from the dollhouse yesterday. We did a panel. Well, it wasn't even a panel. I had people come up. We were discussing the Tasha K and what's the girl name? And T.S. Madison beef. We were discussing that. And I was trying to get some understanding about what is a read and what is, you know what I mean, not a read. Because if you guys are unfamiliar, Tasha K and T.S. Madison are going back and forth. Tasha K dragged Maddie's body. Maddie turned around and called her a chick with a, you know the other word, and things of that nature. Maddie has dragged her children, her husband, and now she's gone to the mother and said that her mama was allegedly on crack, and that she let a man M-word her, allegedly. Now Tasha K came out this morning. I didn't finish the whole live, but Tasha K came out this morning and said that was a lie, that her mother has never done crack, actually. She also made mention that her mother had an issue with prescription drugs, which a lot of people do. She went into details about, what exactly was happening in her life. I didn't even get to finish the live because I got one phone call and it's been downhill ever since. So I got the farthest I got in the live, was her mama tried to commit the big S and how it affected her. She took some pills. She took a bottle of pills and some alcohol and almost was unalive. And that's the furthest I got, and how it affected her, psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, and things of that nature. And I didn't finish it because I don't know what else was said after that. But she was talking about generational curses. And I'm sitting up here saying, the fans, even the blogs, myself included, are egging this thing on, creating a beef between groups that don't have to be, because to be completely honest, it ain't no beef. Two people are beefing, right? Two people are beefing. And in my opinion, when T.S. Madison responds, she never responds to just the person. She always got to respond to the group, which is women. Now, on my panel last night, we had a TS come up and say everything, you know, a couple things, but was kind of beating around the bush. No, what he said, Diva? Did you hear what Funky said about Kiki? No, what he said? Tasha K said she did get emailed by a family member. Let me say this part two. What did he say? Don't make me go get it now. Send me the timestamp, somebody. We gonna go get it. What he said? Send me the timestamp. Let me say this. Like I told y'all before, fortunately, luckily, and extremely blessed, I am to never have been SA'd, ML'd, or none of those things. Okay? I've never had anything done to me, and I praise the Most High for not having the experience that I know that a lot of 13 minutes. Okay, I got you, Nicole. Thank you. I got you, Fat. We gonna get it. What was I saying? Unfortunately, I've never been in a position to be in that type of situation. Okay. But I know that a lot of women and boys, a lot of girls and boys have, right? Let me say this. It's not just about girls being emailed. A lot of boys have been emailed as well, right? And the fact of the matter is, using that as a read when so many people, not just women, not just girls, so many people has felt victim to things of that nature. And I'm watching all these women in the chat. Oh, that's a read. And I'm sitting here saying, if I'm looking at 100 of y'all, at least 40 or 50 of y'all been touched, and y'all thinking that this is my people. I'm watching the women that she got over there. And again, the reads is the reads. Read, I don't care. But I'm watching the women. I'm watching some of the TSs. I'm watching some of the gay men. I'm watching everybody, all collective. Not just the women, everybody, all in collective, because they like Tasha. I mean, they like TS or they hate Tasha. It's either one or the other. But at what point do you say, hands off? Because let me tell y'all something. Studies show. Matter of fact, let me just go get it. I don't want to say it. I want to let the study say it. Let me go get the studies. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because this is ridiculous. And it's not that TS read so-called, because that wasn't a read. That was just disgusting is what it was. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, if we want to call it the read, let's call it a read. Hold on. I'm going to get it. Hold on. Let me show y'all this. I ain't going to say it. I'm letting the people say it. Because, see, this is exhausting. But I got to say this part. Right? And this is not to cast anything on anybody. This is just me trying to prove a point that read that everybody running around here saying is a read is not a read. Because especially Black children are being abused all around the doggone world and have been for a long period of time. Okay? And anybody who say that that's a read, you're part of the problem. So, comparative data. This is according to the National Library of Medicine. NH, NCBI, NLM, NIH.gov. Don't argue me, argue with your mom, and argue with the government, because I didn't say it. This is what they said, okay? Now, because see, I feel like when I get upset, I'm a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? And when I get upset and I feel like somebody's trying to tear me down with their words, you have no idea the things I be thinking in my. I wish I would have been on the internet 10 years ago when you could say what you really want to say. Because God, today, do you hear me? So, comparative data of childhood and adolescent M in heterosexual and homosexual persons, okay? This is very important because we're not going to act like it happens on one end and not, you know what I'm saying, on the other. We gotta call this thing down. And even heterosexual boys who grew up to be heterosexual men, them too, they just don't realize it because it's cool to be done slept with the older lady. I don't know if it's the internet doing this to us. I don't know what is going on, but we have literally become so desensitized. I'm talking about like, wow. Like we literally don't care about nobody. Hold on, let me go up. Now, this is a small study, but we can pull up more if we want. Abstract. In research with 942 non-clinical adult participants, gay men and lesbian women reported a significantly higher rate of childhood ML than did the heterosexual men and women. 46% of the homosexual men, in contrast to 7% of the heterosexual men, reported homosexual molestation. What does that mean? That means in a small study, 942 people, it is a small study, but it's been done in bigger studies. It has actually been said and been reported that the community has had a higher rate, okay, of the MLs and the SAs than the heteros. Now, let me say this. That's not to say that it's actually true, because what we do know is most boys don't even tell when they've been violated like that. Most men don't tell. So that's kind of a strike in the study. But to but to say something like that is a read when your community suffers from it as well. And I'm sitting here saying, I'm looking at thousands of people, and I'm saying, there ain't no way at least half of these motherfuckers done been touched on. And they laughing at this. Man, woman, child, TS, I'm looking at thousands of people calling this a read when I'm looking and saying at least half of you mother effers been, and this is the worst. I ain't never been touched on. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. I've never been touched on. So how is it that I'm more offended than a group of people that I know that exist in that chat that has? What have we? Who are we? And I see when it wasn't on TS's platform and other people commented, I saw that a lot of women in that chat was triggered. And I sympathize with those women because I could not imagine not only being told that's a read, but watching people champion this shit. This is insane. This is insane. Whatever Tasha said about the silicone in her body, that was recourse for TS to go and talk about, first of all, lying saying her mama smoked crack. And then not only that, Not only that, that was enough for you to go down and talk about a child, because at the end of the day, as the way you described it, TS, she was a child. That's a good comeback for that. We haven't even gotten to the fact that she dragged the lady kids. The kids ain't did nothing. In the way social media works, you be done said some shit, it go viral. Now he's churned down at the schoolhouse or wherever they at, on any part of the world, and they getting harassed and bullied because you got beef with their mammy. And you know what's crazy? This is what tells me underneath all that makeup, underneath that wig, and underneath them boobs and that silicone, you still a nigga. You still a nigga, a man. Your brain operates as such. I've never seen two women get into it and they go like that. I ain't never seen it. I done been around a lot of women battling and fighting, child. Let me tell you something. I ain't never seen that. And for the women in the chat, oh, it's a read. When we read, nothing's off limits. But I thought you said kids was off limits. I'm talking about the response. Y'all telling me that response warranted what Tasha K said about your body? You must really be in pain around that end. And I get it. It's a lot of gay men and TSs getting in my comments. Well, yeah, kids, I don't care. Kids could get it too. And it's some women in there too. It's whatever. You when we getting into it, girl, your mama, your daddy, your children, and da. Yes, because your moral compass is in the dirt. That's why. Because your moral compass is in the dirt. I understand. See, that's why I teach my child, you don't give two F's about what anybody say. Girl, what you say don't have no power on me. Because guess what? Once a mother effer learn that they got the power over you through their tongue, oh, they gonna weaponize it. You see what I'm saying? You will never have that type of autonomy and power over me. Never. And then this gaslighting thing that people do. The gaslighting that people do is turn around and be like, oh yeah, let me say this. Get me up here. Then this the gaslighting tactic. Y'all always trying to battle us in my community. Ain't no woman no threat to no TS or no goddamn man. How the hell we a threat to y'all? Are y'all dumb? When is in what situation? Give me 10 situations where a woman done got a TS unalive or a gay man unalive. That doesn't exist on average. Y'all on this internet letting people play in y'all face. Women have never been a physical threat to men. And that's the narrative they running with. Oh, they trying to hurt our democracy. They're trying to hurt. Girl, we don't care about your goddamn. We don't care. Go be who you want to be. We don't care. There are some women who are mean, nasty, and vile, who do have issues with TS and gay men. I'm not obtuse to not know that. But on average, in no social circles are women even bringing up gays or LGBT. Nobody around there, baby. And for to run with this narrative about somebody trying to take your liberties and your freedom. Bitch, if we had the power, let me tell y'all something. If black women had the power to take anything away from anybody, I swear on everything I love, we'll start with these niggas. Let me say that part again. If black women had the power to take anything away from anybody, we will start with these niggas. That's our main problem right there. These niggas. Like, what are we talking about? That bullshit narrative that black women are somehow a threat to a TS or a queer or a gay man. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Don't push that narrative because you're a lie. You are a lie. And if you want to play the victim Olympics, you lose every time. Every time you lose. Black women and black people, and y'all trying to take away. Nigga, what we gonna take from you, nigga, and we can't get nothing our damn self? Don't push that narrative because people just gonna start repeating and believing. Some slow women gonna start repeating and believing. And the next thing you know, it's gonna become a liar's truth. Let me say that part again. They're gonna repeat and believe until it becomes a liar's truth. That has never been true. Nowhere, anywhere. And like I said before, whenever there's an issue between a woman and a man, a woman and a TS, a woman and a gay man, it's typically behind a nigga. Because women are batshit stupid behind men. Black women are extremely under the table stupid behind black men. Don't start that shit again. We went through that shit with Just Hilarious. Stop making blanket statements because they're going to start this narrative that somebody's coming after that. No, not somebody. Black women are coming after the LGBTQ. Nigga, we don't give a damn what y'all do around there. To be completely honest, we don't come try to get in y'all circle. Y'all come get in ours. And if you on this platform and you part of that community as a man, a TS, or whatever, the majority of your goddamn people that's following you are who? Black women. The fuck? How we gonna support you and hate you at the same time? Make it make sense, duck, goose. But I never see y'all have the smoke for the men who unaliving the TSs. Where is that smoke? Why I don't see it? I don't see no fire. I don't see nothing. Y'all shut the hell up and eat y'all food. Where is the smoke for the men that's out there unaliving y'all? I've seen the stats. This is crazy. Trying to start that bullshit again. That's all it's about. Trying to start that BS again. Because TS was mad because people thought Netta was a girl, was a woman. That's where all of this started from. TS got mad because some people thought that Netta looked like a real woman and she didn't. This is how we get here. This is crazy. Now y'all done took it from all of that from Miss Netta and Craig and TS. Now I done went from that to now it's okay. How desensitized are we, black women? Let me ask y'all a question. How desensitized are we where it's the gay people, the gay men and the TSs, that's been like that. You know, I'm not worried about that, but I'm talking to black women. When did we freely and openly laugh at a child being touched on or violated? When did that start happening? I must have missed that memo. When did that start happening? Nigga, we are your allies. We've always been your allies. It was your daddy that wanted to pop you upside the head for the most part, but the mama was your saving grace. The way black women worship men and boys, I don't give a damn if you was gay, straight, or whatever. They always make sure you straight. So you're not going to tell me that most of your issues come from your mammy. And if you did, then God messed you up with the wrong mammy. Sorry, but that's just not the collective outlook. Black girls are always forgotten. Black boys are always praised, worshiped, and so on and so forth. And we not going back to that cis bullshit because we ain't no cis nothing. We ain't going back. There ain't no cis. Don't even ask about it. It don't exist. It's ridiculous, bro. And this is bigger than Tasha K. This is bigger than TS. I'm sitting here watching black women, bruh, black women laugh and call that a read? Wow. But I get it. My generation of black women don't love our kids no way. And hell, maybe a little bit up over me. If you're born in the 70s and the 80s, you probably don't love your goddamn kids anyway. And if it ain't you, I'm not talking to you. But if it hit, oh well. Because I'm watching the shit going on in 2024, and I'm saying, what is going on? I'm sorry, y'all. Water went down wrong. I got to stop breathing when I drink water. But anyways, somebody said they're putting cis in the medical books. Sound about right. Sound about right. But I wish I would go into a doctor's office and they call me a goddamn cis. I'm a raise hell like the other community do when you misgender them. Thank you, Santia Gibson, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Thank you, Measured Men, for the super chat. I am beyond disgusted, especially those co-signing. Every man with or without a daughter should feel some type of way. Pisces here too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, the one you want to be, for the super sticker, for the generous super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's very generous review. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Tracy Take, for the super chat. Thanks for doing what you do. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Ayula, for the super chat. They want to attack black women because they've always been scared to be a man, let alone stand up to one. Hey, I don't know if they've been scared to be a man, but I'm sitting here saying y'all battling black women when the black men's is y'all first problem. And let me address this too. They hollering, oh, well, when women want to, when you want men to come out the closet, but then when men come out, listen, the reason men don't come out the closet is because they're scared of other men, not other women. The only time a man's scared to come out of the closet to the woman is if the woman is the woman he's sleeping with. But for the most part, y'all are afraid of other men, not black women. That's what the fight should be, over there, not over here. Thank you, Richie China, for the super chat. Jaguar Wright, she said that about Tasha K. Say what? And let me tell you, let me address that too. I didn't like Tasha K when Tasha K did. Listen, Tasha K has done it as well. When Tasha K did that interview with Jaguar Wright, and Jaguar Wright was explaining what happened to her as a child, Tasha K tried to diminish her experience by saying, oh, if you don't remember this, then it probably didn't happen, because I know when it happened to me, I remember the time, the place, the smell. If y'all understood how the brain works to protect you, sometimes it'll block certain things out on purpose to help your mental health, to keep you healthy mentally, right? So everybody's not going to remember every single thing. And it was at that point I said, Tasha, you down bad, you dirty. I unsubscribed from Tasha K and all of that, because I was like, that's messed up. And it's two women. women. And I was like, hell no. And I didn't have to know nothing about Jaguar Wright to know that another woman diminishing another woman's experience or telling her that what happened to her as a child was not true. That, yeah, you filed for that. And that's two women. I done stood on all 10 toes behind black women. And I done held us accountable as well. But the children, bro, come on now. The children, the internet really made us don't care. That's rhetorical. Thank you, Manda Panda, for the super chat. I have a trans woman in my family. She pissed me off one time at a restaurant saying it was hot, and we know she's going through menopause. Oh my God. I needed that laugh, child. Thank y'all for the super chats. Girl, I would have told if you gonna sit your ass down somewhere talking about menopause, child. But again, I grew up around older gays, and I've heard the gays speak like that. They do. I remember one time I probably told y'all this before. I had to be like 9-10 years old when my mom used to bring us by my gay cousin. We actually nursed him when he unalived from AIDS. And I remember one day him and all his friends was in the kitchen, and he told us go outside and play. And my nosy ass wanted to hear what they were talking about. And one of his friends looked at the other one and said, "Girl, I think I might be pregnant." And it was like, "How, bitch?" And he was like, and these were gay men. These weren't TSs. "Bitch, I think I missed my period." And I remember at like 9 or 10 years old being confused. Like, what? Because this ain't even a TS. This is a gay man sitting there, and I said to myself when I got older, that's what you get for eavesdropping. And people told you go your ass outside and play. Because I was confused. That confused me till all the way down to high school. Child. So I'm used to hearing them talk like that. That girl, and it was he was a big old fat guy. His name was Tony. I'll never forget. He used to wear a ponytail. I don't know if he ever did drag, but I know he was very loose-wristed. That motherfucker said, "Bitch, I think I'm pregnant." And my cousin was like, "Bitch, why you figure?" And that bitch said, "Bitch, I missed my period." I said, "Girl, get off of here." Girl, I was confused. But anyways, I just want to say that the read is the read, whatever. But to weaponize and bastardize childhood SA when studies show that comparing and contrast that LGBTQ people have more reports of childhood SA, that's not a read. It actually should have been offensive to anybody in the community who have been SA'd or RAPED'd or ML'd as a child. I'm talking about inside the community. They should have been like, hell no. I'm wondering if anybody told her she went too far. That's crazy to me. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Empress. Why do they hate Black women so much but copy us? Child. And let me be clear. I don't think that all LGBTQ, well, it's not the LGBTQ because it ain't all of them. It's everybody but the L's. The L's don't mess with no man. Shout out to the L's. Shout out to the L's. The L's don't mess with nobody. The L's go get they dagger beater. They go get they little buzz cut. And the other ones who not the dagger beaters, they go get their hair done, their feet done, they put their makeup on, and them people enjoy life, and them people live. Shout out to the trans men too. Listen, the trans men in the L's, Shout out to y'all. Them people don't bother nobody. You don't never hear nothing about them people about nothing. Them people be chilling, man. Them people be successful. Them people be minding their business, drinking their water, eating their food. Man, what's up with the rest of y'all, man? Shout out to the L's. I'm talking about you got trans men, which are women who transition into men. They don't go into male spaces trying to dominate that. Them people go do their transition and they go have their families and they go lay down. There's a common denominator here is what I'm saying. If the L's and the trans men don't never have no issues, then there's a common denominator here. Okay? And at the end of the day, right, wrong, or indifferent, just like they gonna stand 10 toes down on protecting their community, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on protecting mine. And if I have to choose between the LGBTQIA plus community and Black women, I'm going to choose Black women 99.99999999999% of. I'm a back us. I'm a back us, regardless. Even if it's somebody I don't like, I can't stand Just Hilarious, but I backed her. I couldn't stand Sukiana. But when she went on Candy's show and that man was extremely inappropriate, go look it up. It's on the channel right now. Go look it up. I backed her. And it was women in the chat saying, well, she always wants to show her coochie. And I backed her. Because right, wrong, and indifferent, we don't need to be violated. We've already been violated. And let me say this again before we move to Funky. Who's another one? I ain't even heard what he said yet, and I already know this is about to be crazy. But let me say this again. Black women has never will be a threat to nobody in that community, especially everybody that are biological males, that were born biological males. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're TS. I don't care if you're queer. We have never been your threats. Please go find your threat. You know where it's at. You just don't want to say it. Go get your threat and deal with your threat. We ain't it. Don't push that bullshit out here. Go get your threat and face it. If you're not going to face it, don't come projecting that bull over here. Thank you for the super chat, Elizabeth. Some trans women hate the lesbians in the community. I've seen that on a panel too. Girl, blew my mind. I didn't know it. I didn't know they were in a fighting, but apparently they did. Let's go get funky. Thank y'all for the super chat. Y'all like the video if you haven't already. This ain't about to be a long joke because I got to cut my backyard. I got to cut the grass. Y'all know I cut my own grass. So with that being said, I cut the front Monday. Now I got to go cut the back, the bike. Okay? Because I got to cut my grass. I cut my own grass. I guess that's that masculinity coming out of me. You feel what I'm saying? Girl, bye. Funky. Let's get funky up here. Funky Dineva. Was this yesterday? This was yesterday's live? 13 minutes. What did he say like that, y'all? Lord, I don't know if I'm ready to hear this. I really don't know if I'm ready to hear this. Funky, what did you say? Funky. They say it was yesterday.
Do not pay somebody to build you a shop.
Hold on. Let me let the ad roll. 13 minutes.
Goes pop, pop, bam. And it worked, okay? It worked. Janet could get another 10 or 15 years off the pop, pop, bam. That's the way, pop, pop, bam. That, you know what I'm saying? That's all she was giving you, just a little roll, pop, pop, bam. And it worked. It worked. That little pop, pop, bam. It dip, dip, bam.
All right,
pop, pop, yes. Don't mind if I light candles. Pop, pop, bam.
How many pop bams he gonna do before he get into it, y'all?
It worked. That's all she was giving. Pop, bam.
Oh Lord, it's enough.
All right. Full posts when it comes to Simon and Portia, because
who
the
said
stuff
it was at
is
13
so
minutes?
childish that
It's not at who got the timestamp? Hold on, now I gotta go find it. He talking about Portia and them.
All right, let's talk about Candy real quick. We're gonna make this real quick. Diary. Thus, somehow or another, they must have got a hold of her diary. Either way, y'all, the T is 30-something years old. A year or two went by, nobody knew anything. Girl, listen, as much people as we know, and as much as some of us don't drink and drive, the hardest part is driving home. You know, that's that on that. Let's take a minute, and it's finna get dark for 1 second here. God bless the dead. We got to talk about Kiki from Love and Marriage Huntsville. So when the news broke that Kiki had passed, you know, I think a day or two went by. Nobody knew anything. No one knew anything. Then, you know, one of her friends or somebody close to her, in an effort to refute the fact that she overdosed, or in an effort to refute the rumors, not the fact, the rumors that she overdosed, said friend / person revealed that Kiki was found in her car running, unresponsive, in the garage.
Now, before he moves on, because I want to give commentary. I don't want it to be like I'm just playing a video, so I got to give some commentary. Okay. I got to be honest. When it first broke that she was unalive and that she passed around family and friends, I was like, okay, cool. But then when it turned back around and they said that she was found in the car, I started scratching my head. I was like, okay, is this damage control? Like, what is going on? Because we do know that Kiki did suffer in the past. I don't know if she was suffering when she was, you know, unfortunately passed. I don't know if she was suffering from any type of situation with addiction then, but I know in the past she was suffering. So if that's what he's about to say, in my opinion, that's a fair assessment, because I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, I thought y'all say she passed around friends and family, finding her, you know what I mean? So let's get back to it.
Now, obviously, the woman hasn't even been deceased for a week yet. You know, everybody's trying to be relatively respectful and not write presumptuous things on the internet because the family has to see it. But each and every one of y'all would be a doggone lie if the moment y'all didn't hear found unresponsive in car in enclosed garage, died from CO2 poisoning, that we did not think suicide. All right.
Right. I agree.
That we did not think suicide.
I agree.
That was, and then the friend tried to dress it up, talking about, you know, she had a reputation. She had a reputation for going to sleep everywhere. And I'm like, girl, listen, as much people as we know, and as much as some of us don't drink and drive, the hardest part is driving home. At the point in which you got in the doggone car, at the point in which you got in the car, pulled it in the garage, let the garage down, then you fall asleep. At that point, they said the car wasn't running. Well, had it been running or had it not been running? If she died from CO2, it was running at some point. So
right. Let me say, because I saw somebody say the car wasn't running. She wouldn't have died if the car wasn't running. Y'all got to understand the way that worked with that CO2 poison. The way it works is because the garage is typically not insulated, or it typically is, I'm sorry. And that CO2 comes out of that car, out of your gas, your muffler, whatever you call it, the little tank back down, the little hole, it has nowhere to go. So because it has nowhere to go, if you fall asleep in the car with the car on and the garage door closes, it's literally putting yourself inside of a gas chamber, windows up and everything. Exhaust. Thank you, Stay Space. It's literally like putting yourself inside of a gas chamber. It's literally what it is. I had to learn this. I didn't know about this until my man told me, because like I told y'all before, I used to let my car warm up in my garage and I would keep the door closed. And my man was like, what are you doing? You trying to unalive yourself, girl? You don't never leave that. You know what I'm saying? So it's possible. And I understand that part. But I haven't gotten to the part y'all said that's bad. So let's go back into it.
Maybe it ran out of gas. Okay. Nevertheless, and I'm not trying to be funny because y'all know I love the Scotts and I love Wanda, but my relationship aside, if I did not know these people, okay, my thoughts would still be, it sounds like she offed herself in that doggone car. Okay. Then it didn't make it any better. Didn't make it any better that her uncle then got on and said, they don't want anyone from the cast at the funeral, and saying that the way they treated her and the way they isolated her left her mentally unstable and yada, 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 and she was broken and so on and so forth. And then
that's a fact. The uncle came out and said, I don't want y'all, none of y'all around my family don't come to the funeral because y'all did this to her. So I'm sitting here saying, well, damn, did she do it on purpose or was it a mistake?
Then, basically alluding to the fact that the stress and the drama and all of that from the show is what drove her off the deep end. I'm going to tell you something. Okay. And I hope that this doesn't come back to affect the relationship that I do have with the people over there. But I'm finna say this and I'm just finna say it out loud. I don't feel no ways tired about Kiki. I don't feel no ways tired. I don't feel no ways tired about any mental anguish that she experienced as a result of being on that show. And here is why. Because it's not like, oh, she was originally casted on the show and then all of this accidental stuff happened to her. No. Your cousin was on that show, minding her doggone business, doing her doggone thing. You wanted to be in the mix so bad that you were willing to even cross your cousin and go over there to the dark side. You went over there to the dark side, all right, and then you got to messing around over there, and they kicked your behind off the show after you were used and did your dirty work and your devilment. Then I guess the internet must have ate your behind alive and it became more than you can bear. I am sorry. I have a very hard time feeling bad for people with their self-induced issues.
All right. Jesus Christ. Is there more? Is there more before I give my commentary? Way more? Jesus Christ. Well, let me stop here. It is dangerous. No, not dangerous. Morally, what Dineva said was unacceptable. Morally. Like, to say you don't care. I mean, it's not his place to care. That's what makes it weird. But to say I don't care what happened to her because she went on the show and it is morally unacceptable. And you know how black people is about the dead child. You know what I'm saying? They go to losing their mind. Where y'all getting this that Tisha brought Kiki on the show? I've never seen Tisha bring Kiki on the show. She said Tisha brought Kiki on the show. Funky even did a review of season 3, episode 1, saying, who is this woman with the burgundy hair? Are you talking about when they did a family thing and Kiki was there? Because if that's the case, then technically, yeah. but brought her on as like a cast member. I don't remember Tisha bringing her on as a cast member. Right, Dina? I thought it was Mel. I know it was Mel. Like she had, she did check Kimmy. I remember that. But even then, I don't think that Kiki wasn't a cast member though. Like she didn't have a part. Like she got her. Listen, the people say action, and Kiki got her 1-2 off, as she should. Kiki trying to get on the show. But I'm talking about who brought her on as a fixture on the show, like as a person, as a character, as a cast. That was Mel. Because I remember the episode at the Christmas party, the Pajama Jammy Jam. I did the review. And I kept, and the whole big old hot blue behind Carlos King was, Tisha's, this was the headlines. Tisha's cousin is going to spill the tea on Tisha's marriage. And I watched Mel sit there and eat them snacks and basically not coerce because she grown, but basically guide this girl into saying everything she wanted her to say about Tisha and Marceau. Carlos didn't care about about Kiki. Mel didn't care about Kiki. Nobody on that cast cared about Kiki. Hold on. Heather Spirit responded. She says, not as a cast member, but she brought her on to go at Kimmy. I remember that. She was supposed to be in the original cast. Go watch Crystal. Yeah, that makes sense. And I do remember that. She did. Listen, Tisha is the quiet girl. Kiki was the pop-off. So when she did the family thing and they went at Kimmy, of course she set that up. Tisha did set that up for Kiki and her family to go off on Kimmy. Because that was around the time Tisha just wanted her. I want a sister. You're my sister. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be sisters. I was like, girl, this is weird. That is your sister-in-law, bitch. Y'all don't have to be that close. But I will say this. Although we saw her and was introduced to her through Tisha, Mel brought her on now as a cast member, unfortunately. Thank you, Heather Spirit. I didn't think about that. You absolutely right. I do remember that. You absolutely right. It's Crystal says, her and Tisha were literally at odds because Tisha told Mel privately she had issues that she wouldn't be good for the show. Yes, Tisha had told Mel and Martell off camera. She told them that my cousin suffered from addiction and she has been caught stealing, or people have been alleged that she's stealing out of people's medicine cabinets. So if I were you, I would not have her over. That's that. And listen, and then you know what Mel did? Mel turned right back around, brought her on the show and said, well, your cousin told me that you was on the pills. Fact. Capital fact. Capital quadruple cap facts. She turned right back around and was like, oh, yeah, your cousin told me and Martell. She came and told her and Marceau came to the house and told us that you were addicted to pills and that you were going inside of people's medicine cabinets. I could see this girl's face as I'm saying it. And that's what made Kiki really be like, screw it. I'm going hard on Tisha. You telling my business. Because I did a whole live on it. Not a live. I did a review on it. And I said, well, hell, I would want to know if you stealing out of medicine cabinets too, girl. Mel used that girl. I ain't saying Mel to cause her demise, but Mel used that girl. Mel introduced her, used her, and threw her away. Thank you for the super chat, son. Check ain't Tube's business, what we talking about, and no, they don't get a cut. Exhaust can leak while in the car while running and you fall asleep. Heaters too. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you. She knows said sound like Kiki neglected Kiki. Absolutely. But y'all got to understand addiction too. When you're addicted, you don't, I don't know. Addiction is heavy. That's all I'm going to say. Addiction is extremely heavy. Hold on, y'all. Y'all like the video? Hold on. Sorry about that. Yes, B-Dub. I remember the drug test. Absolutely, I remember the drug test. It was so bad. I couldn't believe it. Made the girl take the drug test. And I heard that they had multiple drug tests, but only showed us one. I keep telling y'all, reality TV ain't real. Yes, thank you, Abundance. The addiction becomes stronger than the individual. That is the most important thing when it comes to addiction. Yes, Kiki is responsible for Kiki. Yes, Kiki should not have gone to the show. But when you under the spell of addiction, the sickness of addiction, oh, y'all ever been around anybody addicted to anything? I done been around people addicted to gambling. It's no different from somebody addicted to any drug. I done been around people addicted to drugs. Have y'all ever seen that? I don't know. Maybe you have to experience it and care about the person who's going through it. Let's get back into it. But him saying he don't care about her because, yeah, it's wrong, but that's how you feel. Let's move on.
None of what Kiki went through had to be. It was all self-induced. And secondly, I'm sorry. You are in charge of your mental well-being, your mental health, your esteem. If you already knew your esteem was towed down to the ground, if you already knew you was unstable and fragile, then you shouldn't have ran your behind up on that TV. And moreover, you shouldn't have ran up on the TV doing dark, nasty, dirty stuff that eventually came back to bite your behind in the butt. I am sorry that a family is grieving. I am sorry that this woman didn't have any better ways to cope if she did, in fact, commit suicide. However, nobody did nothing to you, baby. Nobody did nothing to you. Everything that you experienced as a result of Love and Marriage Huntsville, you brought it on yourself.
That's a lie. That right there is a lie. Because by that logic, people who commit the S word, if they're being bullied, then it's not the people who bully them fault. It's their own fault. Is that what, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? By that logic, what Funky is saying is, it's all on you to be in charge of you. You are in charge of your mental health. You are in charge of who you are and how you are and your well-being. So if anything happens outside of what you can control, which is you, it's all on you. That is extremely dangerous. And it comes from a lot of miseducation around mental health. See, we around here so-called educating on LGBTQIA+, when we all need to be educated on mental health, mental illness, addiction, and all of that goes hand in hand. They literally lock arms together. Okay? So the way it works is, or the way Funky is trying to say is, because you put yourself in a situation, you went on the show, you did some real mean, nasty things to your people, really it's on you and nobody else. When she does have to take some of the responsibility of that. I'm not saying that Kiki is free of responsibility. I would be lying. Kiki does have some responsibility if what they're saying is what happened, or what the rumors are saying that has happened, what happened. But ultimately, it was a cultivation of things. It wasn't just Kiki decided to go be mean, and so, oh, well, da. Let's move on.
You brought it on yourself, and I'm sorry. You don't get to go off and do something tragic to yourself and then expect everybody to automatically change their position and have a whole bunch of doggone sympathy. I am sorry that that some children lost their parents. I am sorry that a husband lost their wife. But when it comes to Kiki and what whatever she may have been experiencing mentally, I don't feel no ways tired.
But this would be my question. Why he taking it so personal about what Kiki did to the Scotts? Because that's who she really came in and making a fool out of. But why does it personally? And it is for, I would just wonder why what happened on a show make you just be dismissive of the fact that the lady lost her life. I'm not saying Funky has to care, because he don't. Everybody has autonomy to feel how they feel, do what they want to do. But it would question me. I would question, what did she do to you to make you feel like somebody losing their life is just like, oh, well. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if Kiki did something personally to Funky, he would be well within his rights to saying everything that he's saying. But we talking about a TV show and about people that don't affect you or me. So why the disdain and the dismissiveness? I'm sorry, not disdain, but why the dismissiveness of Kiki's unaliving so out loud and proud? And let me say this, Funky, whatever relationship you thought you had with the Scotts, it's gone. Now, Tisha and Marshall might still be, Marshall gonna be cool with you regardless. Tisha might still be cool with you. But the mother Scotts, I don't know if you was cool with the rest of them. They probably never want to see you again.
I don't feel no ways tired. You went over there and did all that wrong. Flipped on your family, telling people personal business, sleeping with the ops. Then when the ops was done with you and put you out and you read how the world was viewing you, now all of a sudden, oh, the stress, oh, the stress. Oh, I'm so stressed. I'm so mentally unstable. Girl, bye.
The people in this chat,
girl,
move
bye. On. No one did anything. No one did anything to Kiki. No one did anything to her.
That's false.
Everything she experienced, she brought on herself. So I know it sounds cold and I know it sounds callous, but the fact that she's deceased does not change what she did in the living.
That is false. Saying no one did anything to Kiki, that is false. Because by that logic, ain't everybody else on the show talking about how the millimeters dragging them and affecting their lives? Thank you for the super chat, Sade Adams. What people don't realize is that most addictions are caused by mental illness, diagnosed or undiagnosed, or trauma. Absolutely. Listen, the mental illness typically comes first, and then the addiction follows shortly thereafter, typically. For instance, Tasha K was online talking about how she witnessed her mama almost unalive. Remember that? And what Tasha K said she did? She went into what? Being promiscuous. You feel me? You see how they go? Tasha words, not mine. Tasha words, not mine. Tasha says she experienced a traumatic incident with her mother. She found her mother unresponsive. She had to beg her uncle or somebody to take her mama to the hospital. Her mama almost died. And what did Tasha go into? An addiction, or she found something to cope. I ain't gonna say it was an addiction, but she went into promiscuity. It could have very well, and also she mentioned pills as well. It could have very well been hard drugs. But listen, that is 1,000% true. It's typically the mental illness comes first, and then, you know what I'm saying? The trauma, mental illness, then addiction. Thank you, Thule. Thank you, Sade. That's typically how it goes. Sometimes it can be without the trauma. Some people are born with issues. But yeah, typically trauma, then mental illness, then addiction. I don't know what Kiki had been battling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Kiki had been battling prior to the show. But His chat checking him. I give him that. At least Funky chat checking him. TS chat was parading this, and this is a grown woman. Funky chat is checking him. Shout out to Funky or the Funky Bunch. At least they in the chat saying, now you done gone too far. Oh no. Next subject. It's a few of them in there laughing and kikiing, but the masses of them is like, no, now you're doing too much. Shout out to the Funky Bunch. At least they getting it right. Shit. Everybody else acting like they just don't know what to do, child.
I'll move on.
All right, that was it. Honestly, I don't think that has nothing to do with how he feel about women. I ain't gonna lie. I just think Funky is extremely under and miseducated about a lot of things. And y'all gotta understand, Funky has gone through things too growing up that he's opened up about. All our traumatic experiences shape who we are as adults. And ultimately, it could be something of that nature. You know, I don't agree with Funky. I think that what he said was wrong, but I think that's as far as I can go with it because that's how he feel. He said how he felt. I don't know. I don't know. How long we been on? An hour. It was one more thing I wanted to talk to y'all about. Then I got to go cut my grass. But to leave the whole thing with Kiki alone. Rest in peace, Kiki. The family did give mixed signals. I thought it was the big S because the way the uncle came out and said y'all did this to her and da. And we'll never know because they probably won't ever tell us, and it ain't our business. We just gonna have to go ahead on and speculate. But ultimately, the girl didn't deserve to die. She just didn't. And you know, special case, everyone blames Mel for everything. It's not that. It's just a lot of people see through Mel. Mel hasn't gotten enough blame for a lot of things that she's done. Like, y'all remember that time she was fighting with Martell in the house? Talking about she gonna set the house on fire? She should have been scorned for that. I don't care what it was about, money or not. You literally in the man house about to set the man house on fire, fighting and windmilling. Mel, I've been seeing through Mel from the very beginning. Mel ain't got enough. Mel ain't been held accountable enough that she should have been. I think a lot of people have blinders on. Not you, Miss Morris, but I'm just saying. I think a lot of people have blinders on when it comes to Mel. Mel hasn't had enough accountability. The fact of the matter is, Mel used that girl and threw her away. Did she put a post up yet? Who on here? Has Mel put a post up yet saying rest in peace to Kiki? I'm going, look, somebody help me out. Has Mel put a post up yet? She the one brought on the show. She was friendly with the girl. This is not a good person. Mel is back to business as usual. This was a week ago though, so I give her that 2 weeks ago. Mel ain't put up nothing. Rest in peace, girl. I'm so sorry for your loss, girl. And I don't want nobody to sit up here and say, oh, well, how you know she didn't do it behind the scenes? That don't go like that. Not with public figures, no ma'am. That don't go like that. It's giving business as usual to me. That would hurt me, especially if we fell out on bad terms. You see what I'm saying? Especially if we fell out on bad terms and then that lady unalive. You know what I'm saying? That would mess me. That would mess with me. But everybody different. Mel back, but Mel doing business as usual. That is not a good person. I don't care what nobody say. Now we not doing no funeral for Kiki because it ain't nothing funny about it. I don't want to do no funeral for Kiki. Now when people die of natural causes, I call y'all for the funeral. Okay, we'll make the plans. Them people still grieving. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with it. Does Mel have light skin pretty privilege? I don't know. Not that I know of. I don't know. I've never seen it like that. I think that at one point, this is my synopsis of that show. When Mel first came on, Mel wanted to lie to us and tell us her and her husband was in a loving relationship and they was bosses and they was doing so well. Whole time when they came on the show, she already knew about coleslaw. Let's talk about it. She already knew about coleslaw. She already knew about the ex or the side chick. Mel knew before they started filming that Martell was dropping off peen in that lady. She knew it. But Mel wanted to save face like a lot of Southern women do. So Mel came on here the first season, maybe season and a half. I can't remember. And tried to play like her and her husband was the ideal couple. And then when it came out, Coleslaw said no longer. She said, gone are the days where I sit here on the side. And when that girl blew it up because she said, I'm keeping this baby. Oh, yeah. See, you thought because I got rid of the other babies, he done popped off in me. He done skeeted off in me that I'm not going to keep him. Oh, I'm keeping this one. So instead of Mel being honest and coming on here and telling y'all, yeah, I've been knowing me and my husband has been going through some things. I know that he been messing with this lady. Mel fell completely into victimhood, which she was a victim-ish. And made it seem like, oh, victim is me. This was the big one. Then went turned around and got pregnant. Shout out to Sugar Mama, beautiful baby. Then went turned around and got pregnant, girl. Oh yeah. Then turned around and got pregnant while the girl was pregnant. The girl with Funky coined that name for her, coleslaw, as a side dish. Then went turned around and got pregnant so they could be pregnant together. It was like the competition. It was like the competing for the pregnancies. Who gonna have his baby? I don't know if it was like, oh, I want to see you. He gonna always come home because now I'm pregnant too, and you not gonna get him. I'm gonna keep him because now I done got pregnant. Mel, Miss Parker be so behind, girl. Mel and her side chick. And her husband's side chick got pregnant together. Martell was cheating on Mel before they got on the show. And then Martell had a side chick with this. Well, yeah, I just said that. He had a side chick before they got on the show. They tried to play it off like they cool and they have the best marriage. They have the ideal couple. They taking magazine cover pictures and all of that. Whole time, the girl came back and said, I'm pregnant and I'm keeping it this time. So Mel went ran and got pregnant too. And let me say this, Kim, the only time the wife matter, I'm gonna be honest, and I've been married and I've been cheated on. The only time the wife matter is when they put that toe tag on that nigga for insurance and funeral purposes. I gotta be honest. If it ain't about the health care and the insurance, y'all be thinking like, not you, but people be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? The wife. Okay, you got the title, girl, but that for everybody. I see it so much so often. The wife. Most of the time, they be treating their side chicks better than the wife. Now, granted, it never works out for the side chick. The side chick hardly ever works out and gets the and get the good end of the stick. They always get the short end of the stick. But ultimately, that whole the wife girl, that only work. That's only true on paper. That's only true on paper, girl. Yeah, if he got retirement pension, you know what I'm saying? Or if he got if medical decision, do they want you to pull the plug? That's when the wife come in. Hey, he done unalive, girl. He cold in the morgue. What you want to do? Okay, release the body to me. The wife prepares the funeral. The wife makes sure his health care is good, or she get a say so on that. And if you lucky enough and the Negro got a pension, retirement, or any type of insurance, you gain off of that. Other than that, girl, a lot of times, not all the times, the wife is just that, a title. Quiet as it's kept, being a wife that has been cheated on, most of the time, you get the worst end of the nigga. The nigga over there treating this bitch like heaven in high heels, while he over there giving you stress. Bitch, you can't sleep, you can't eat. Girl, every time that nigga leave the house, you already know he going over there. So, and you just mad, girl, you crying, you begging this nigga, please stop doing this to me. And the nigga keep lying, saying he ain't gonna do it. And the whole time the nigga ain't never stopped. So now every time y'all at the house, y'all getting into it, bitch, you're stressed out, the churn, stressed out. Everybody, you're on the phone talking to your people, telling them how the nigga won't stop cheating. They tired of hearing it. You see what I'm saying? Hair coming out, yeah, Miss Parker, hair coming out. Bitch, if you're unlike me, you ain't eating. But if you're like me, bitch, I'm gonna eat. So I gain weight. You feel me? Bitch done put on 50 pounds in 4 months. Oh yeah, what we talking about? Bitch done put on 50 pounds in 4 months because I'm stressed. Like, girl, please. All that to say you the wife, I'll pass. I'll pass. Just to say I'm the wife, bitch, I'm wondering why I'm getting cradle cap at 30. Oh, girl. And he taking this bitch on dates. Bitch, you feel what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. He taking this bitch on dates. You feel me? He out there going on vacation with the bitch. You feel me? He over there telling you he on a work trip. Whole time he with the bitch. And Lord, this the worst time. This the worst part. Whenever you talk to the bitch and the bitch tell you everything he been doing for her, ooh, talk about homicide. Do you hear me? Girl, you be wanting to take, girl, you be ready to risk it all and say, this nigga gotta go meet his maker. Do you hear me? When you finally get to talk to the bitch and the bitch holler, well, he paid my bills. What? Well, we go on vacation all the time. I see him 3-4 times a week. Bitch, what? Bitch, you ever listen to me and listen to me good. I've been there. I'm telling y'all real life. And we've all listen to me. If you've been on the cheating end of the stick, meaning you've been cheating on, you know I ain't lying. When you finally talk to that bitch, you know you've been saying I won't talk to her whole time, bitch. You really don't want to talk to that girl. You, cause Lord knows you scared of what this bitch about to see. Ooh, stomach in knots. Do you hear me? Stomach is in knots. But as women and noses we still want to know. So what we do? We call the bitch. Oh, girl, why would you do that? Now you trying to unalive your goddamn self. Bitch, you on your Betty Wright. Bitch, hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. Bitch, it ain't gonna go like that, dude. When that bitch get on here and tell you, oh, well, he make sure me and my kids are straight. What? And he ain't made sure my baby been asking for money for the field trip and he won't even buy that? Oh, wait, what you mean he make sure your kids straight? Bitch, mine is going without. Oh, well, he make sure and whatever I need, my light bill get paid. Bitch, the light bill? Bitch, the water was just off 2 weeks ago. You mean to tell me that? I'm telling you what your mom be thinking when the bitch be telling you what he be doing. I'm just telling y'all, this is the wife. The one that matters. This is the wife. Oh, well, when I ain't never went without lights, he made sure everything was good over here. And bitch, you just thinking about how you had to scrape and scratch to get the water bill money. The churn was taking baths in cold water because the heater was off, because the gas was off. Oh, well, we've been on vacation. When y'all went on vacation? Oh, what, last month on the 12th? That bitch told me he had to go on a work trip. That bitch told me he was going by his family. And them bitches lied for him too, because I called his mom and his mama said he was out. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Bitch, you talking about a knot in your throat and your stomach? Girl, please. You don't know if you ready to unalive this nigga and just say, screw it, I'm gonna go to jail. But then you thinking about it again. You got these churn. You can't be away from your churn. You feel what I'm saying? Girl, please. The wife. Oh, yes, I've been there. I'm just telling you. You can have it, Fat. You can have it. You can have it. I don't want it. But ultimately, Mel played that victim card. All the black women rallied around her, as they should, because she was a victim-ish. You know what I'm saying? And she played off of that. And all the fans fell putty in her hands. And then from that moment on, Mel could do no wrong. But my thing was, Mel, you're being disingenuous about the situation. You didn't tell us that you already knew he had that lady before you came on this show. You made it seem like this lady popped up out of the blue sky and all of a sudden now your husband cheating. Girl, no. It's been said by Tisha and Martell and Coleslaw that all of them already knew what the hell was going on. But she left that part out. And the fans just fell in her hands. She, from that moment on, she could do no wrong. Oh, that's another one, DJ Curry. She said, with your money, child. That nigga be done told you, oh, give me this money. Can I get, you be done gave that nigga some money for some shit. You done found out he done spent it on the bitch. Girl, listen. I done took concrete blocks because they was messing up the sidewalk. They were working on the sidewalk, girl. And I took a whole big concrete block and threw that bitch between a brand new avalanche. Right between the dog, right in the doggone windshield. Did I've been, listen, man. I done cut up, I done burnt tires, put them in a pile and put the gasoline on them, burnt them up. I done hit the nigga upside the head with a Gucci cologne bottle, and the bottle was thick. The nigga still got the scar to this day. Girl, please. Y'all can have it. All just to say I'm the wife? Oh, girl, you can have it. You can have it. You can have it, girl, please. Girl, I done waited behind the door one time. That nigga done went out. Friday. The nigga used to do it ritually, faithfully. Friday, that nigga go out. Oh, I'm just going out with my partners or whatever. All right, cool. The bitch don't come back the Saturday morning, Saturday Eve. Sometimes the bitch come back Sunday. Boy, one of them days, I slept by the front door. No, I'm telling you, real story. Story time. One of them days, we had a foyer. And I was in the bed crying. Fetal position. Bitch crying because I already know where he at. I already know. Girl, I grabbed the pillow and the blanket and I literally fell asleep at the front door in the foyer. Oh, yes. I'm talking about I put my body on the door so that it wakes me up when he come in. I needed to see that. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was I woke up before he got there. So I sat in the foyer and wait for this nigga to come in. And when I heard that car pull up, I stood behind the door. And all the lights was off, it was still dark, but it was morning time. And when that mother effer came through that door and he didn't see me on the other side, girl, look. Yeah. That nigga had a black eye and had to go to work and tell the people, because I hit him, I square in the eye. He had to go to work and tell the people he got that playing basketball. He had to go to work and tell the people he got elbowed in the eye playing basketball. I'm talking about eyes swole up like that. And did. Unapologetically. And did. He kept playing with me. Bitch, I done cried. See, one thing about a Pisces, our feelings be hurt first. But after that hurt wear off. See, when that hurt wear off and that anger come in, oh my God. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide everything. Do you hear me? We love people. We don't want to hurt nobody. But if you hurt us to the point where we feel like, especially if we feel like it's intentional, oh yeah, sound about right. No, Richie China, this is the worst thing. He never hit me back. I fought this man. He never hit me back. But you know what? He always knew he was 1,000% in the wrong. He never hit me back. But again, I was in my 20s. Child. While I didn't care if I went to jail, which he wasn't gonna call the police. But if we fighting outside, bitch is up. I don't care if I go to jail. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to lose. That's how I used to feel. I don't have nothing to lose. I don't care, nigga. Let them arrest me. I don't care. You be done found out the Mona helped the nigga lie, girl, no cap, and God bless the dead because his mama died. But when I found out that lady had helped him lie about where he was, and I found out that lady was helping him cheat with a 40-year-old girl, I never forget it. It was before Katrina. So I graduated in 2001. Katrina was in 2005. So I had to be like 22, 23. Bitch, when I found out he was sleeping with that 40-year-old girl, I thought that was the oldest bitch on earth. I said, how can you do it? And the mama was helping him cheat, lying, telling me, oh yeah, he over here doing stuff for me. And I called that lady and I said, why you lied and told me? This was back when I was ignorant. I ain't ignorant like that no more. But I said, why you told me that boy was over there and you know that wasn't true? I would think this lady would say, well, because I didn't want to get in the middle of it. If she would have said that, okay, mind you, they from Honduras. So the accent, it sounds like you're talking to goddamn the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog. You feel what I'm saying? And girl, that lady said, that's my son. And I don't like you anyway. You know what I told that lady? I said, you ugly bitch. You and your ugly ass son, you cock-tooth, nasty, funky. Let's just say I went off. And then the daughter called. One of her daughters. Yes, she did. You playing with my mama? Da, da, da. I said, bitch, you know the address. Pull the fuck up. Pull up. I don't want to talk about nothing. Pull up. If you not pulling up, get off my line. Click. Ding. You know, that's back when you had real phones. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me trying to tell me nothing. I said what I said, bitch. You're more ugly. You ugly. Your brother ugly. Bitch, that whole ugly ass family ugly. Y'all hold your banana boat. Oh, yes. Bitch, they need to put you hoes back on a banana boat. Bring you back behind the. Oh, yes. Did go in. If you not about to pull up, get off my line. Ugly ass hoe. Bloop. Yeah. She ain't never pull up. But my sentiments was this. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you and your family, bitch.
Oh yes, that was that's the first time that meme is 1,000% how I felt. Literally. I'm not even being funny. Like, this is a real live fucking story. I ain't bullshitting. Bitch, your whole family ugly. Your mom ugly. Your pa ugly. Because they was really ugly in real life. I ain't lying. I wasn't just saying this to be mean. They was ugly. My ex-husband is ugly. Shout out to me, because not my child is not. But my ex-husband is ugly. So when I used to call them ugly, I meant it. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like just a dig. It was like, no, y'all ugly. Like for real, y'all ugly. Like you don't look good. You know what I mean? Oh yes. Oh yes. The sister was really ugly. The mama was really ugly. And he was really ugly. I'm not making this up. This is a real life story. They was really ugly in real life. Bitch. But I think the mama was mad because he was with me, because the mama did not want him with a Black American woman. And again, hindsight is a mud. I understood it because it was obvious. It was obvious the lady didn't like me. And it was obvious, you know, for reasons such as that. But now that I'm thinking about it, the bitch didn't want me with her child. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a nigga. And they Black like me. Let me say that part again. They Black like me. This ain't one of the Spaniards. This ain't one of the conquistadors. I'm talking about if you seen these people and they never opened their mouth, you would think that's your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, and your brothers. They look just, you wouldn't know it until they open their mouth. Listen to me and listen to me. That lady didn't want me with her son because I was a nigga. Girl. I'm getting flashbacks.
Fuck you and your family, bitch!
Girl. One more time, because I'm triggered. Now I done triggered my damn self.
Fuck you and your family, bitch!
Girl. That lady really played with me. That lady really played with me, and she ain't even here no more. Rest in peace. Poor thing. That lady, and look. She was hooking him up with Honduran girls. Now, somebody said, how did I run across this nigga? This nigga came to New Orleans. I asked him the same thing. We ain't never had no foreigners. Listen, he don't have the accent because his mom and them got them when he was a little bitty baby. So he come up in New Orleans. I'm telling you, if you seen him, you would never know, on my soul. So he didn't have the accent. I didn't know. He told me about it. Oh, we from Honduras. We not from here. And I was just like, what is Honduras? Oh, it's a country, you know, island, Okay, whatever. It's really set in when I met his mammy. And from day one, that lady did not like me. You know what I'm saying? And I never understood it. And I knew, and I used to ask him, I used to be like, your mama don't like me because I'm Black. Like, and he was like, what you mean? We all Black. I'm like, why me? Like, what is going on? Like, why your mama always got a problem with me? She'll get to speaking in Spanish, but you could tell she talking shit the way she's saying it. And I used to be like, why your mama always doing me? Like, you know, it went from why. Listen to me. It went from why to
Fuck you and your family, bitch!
girl. I had met that nigga in 9th grade. He was a junior. I was a freshman. I thought I was in love. I was like, we gonna get married. We gonna have a family. We gonna have kids. It's gonna be happily ever after. Cinderella ugly ass shit. That duck ass shit they be teaching on Cinderella, girl. It's a lie. Girl. Soon as I got out of high school and moved in with that nigga, because I had moved in with him because my grandma kicked me out. after I was kicked out my mama's house. My mama kicked me out first. Then I moved in with my grandma. And then my grandma was trying to take my money to buy cigarettes and beer. And I told her no. So she told me I had to leave. So then I moved in with him. He had a house. Because remember, he graduated 2 years before me. He had bought a house. And that's when I realized the nigga I was talking to on the phone with and going out on dates is not the nigga I thought I had. Do you hear me? Was not. Girl, my grandma threw all my drawers and everything in the street in the middle. Girl, that's a whole nother story time, child. Yes, she did. Whoa, yes, she did. Yes, she did. She said, oh, bitch, you gotta go. I said, what? Oh, yeah, bitch. When you can't pay your way. I was on the matter of fact, it was graduation day where it happened. Bitch, you grown now. Oh, you think you just gonna be late? I said, but grandma, I gave you money. This my mother. You okay? Good. You gotta get the out. Threw all my clothes in the street, girl, and I called him. I ain't gonna lie, I did tell her though. I said, well, my man got a house. At least I got somewhere to go. My grandma got mad. My uncle had to step in between this girl. My uncle had to grab my grandma. She wanted to kill me. She thought I was gonna be homeless, girl. She thought I was going to be homeless. I called my man. I said, my grandma put me out. Can you come get me? And he said, I'm on my way. And when he pulled up, I never forget, he had an Aurora. Y'all remember Auroras? He had a light blue, brand new Aurora. If y'all old enough, y'all know about who make Auroras. Who make Auroras? He had a brand and he had a sunroof and everything in it. Girl, when he pulled up in that Aurora, bumping that music, helping me get my clothes out the street, my grandma wanted to listen to me. She wanted to hang me by the doggone telephone wire. Do you hear me? I think it was Pontiac too. Was it Oldsmobile? Girl, Buick. Y'all saying, oh, Chevy? I'm about to go find a picture of Aurora. I got to show y'all this. Girl, this was a time. They had just came out. And baby, yes, ma'am. He had a brand new light blue. Yes, ma'am. Yes, he did. Sunroof. He put knock in it. What we talking about? He had put the knock in it, girl, so it was bopping when it came up the street. Girl, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm thinking I'm grown. I wish somebody would have slapped me in the back of my goddamn head. Here you go. Hold on, let me go back. Girl, somebody should have slapped me in the back of my head. Said, girl, you don't know what the hell you think you about to do. I'm grown, girl. I rode off into the sunset like I won. Girl. I walked right into hell. Girl. Let me see. Here you go right here. This a better look of the picture. Look, it ain't even that fire no more, but back then it was fire. Look. Hold on, let me let y'all see it. There you go. It ain't even that, you know what I'm saying? Remember how back then things looked different? Now it look trash. But see, this the basic one. He had the leather interior, the sunroof. Girl, yes. What we talking about? Yes. He put a little knock in it. I remember he had the 11 or 12 disc CD changer in the bike. Yes, ma'am. Oh, he had a Monte Carlo too, Devin. After this, he went got a Monte Carlo. The brand new ones, the ones that are the 2-seaters, but the newer ones, not the old ones. Yes. Who made Oldsmobile? Sure was. Yes, it was. No, girl, it wasn't the basic abundance. He had the top of the line one, girl. He had good credit. But that nigga was ugly. And let me tell y'all something. I wasn't the only one happy to have a man with an Oldsmobile. Bitch, them hoes was on his neck and his bike. I couldn't sleep, breathe, eat. Bitch, I went, listen to me, girl, literally sick to my stomach because I'm thinking I got me a man. Girl, he was everybody's man, girl. They said that cost $8,000. How much they want for this car? $8,000. Go lay down. Who's selling this? Ain't nobody buy this car for no damn $8,000. Cars.com. Go lay down. Go lay down. Cars.com. He had so many bitches though, y'all. Oh my God. I remember one time I called him ugly. That nigga said, "You think I don't know I'm ugly?" Mind you, we had been together since I was in 9th grade. That nigga said, I'm tired of you saying that. You think I don't know that I'm ugly? Bitch. I ain't gonna lie, it stopped me in my tracks because I didn't think he was gonna say nothing crazy like that, but he did. And I was just like, I was shocked that he would say something of that nature, you know? Mm-hmm. So this was his occupation. So let me tell you, when I met him, and I'm about to get off here after this, but when I met him, I was in 9th grade, he was in 11th grade. His mama was paying his car insurance. Okay. So I told him, I said, coming from a household like he have 2 parents and my daddy took care of everything. I said, you need to go get a job and pay your own car insurance. So he went and got a job at, it was a grocery store called Schwegman in New Orleans. If you're from New Orleans, you know I ain't lying. But he went and got a job bagging groceries at Schwegman. Then he moved up to overnight stock. And at the time, they was paying him like $8.50. That was a lot of money back in the early 2000s. That was a lot of money. So I told him when he was in his senior year, I said, well, if we're going to be together and we're going to get married, you need a better job. So then he went to go be a busboy at the Fairmount Hotel, downtown Canal Street. Never forget it. And then he went and got the job down there. And I told him he needed to be looking for upward mobility. So then he became a banquet manager. He ran all of the banquets at the hotel. So he wore dress, suit, and tie every day. The nigga back then was making like $50,000 a year. That was a lot of money. Girl, we young. We lit. Girl, we got a house. He got a brand new car. And he making like 50K a year. Girl, we was lit. In 2001, making 50K, you making what grown folks make. That's what the people with good jobs and careers make. Child. I coached that nigga up to make that money, and he used that money to give it to another woman. I couldn't believe it. Uglies. Girl, 50K back then, shit. Girl, I remember the mortgage was like $300. The mortgage. And we had a 3-bedroom house, 2-bath, big old yard. The mortgage was like $300. That's the mortgage. Girl, please. And he making 50K a year. Do you understand how much money that is? Shit. And we young. Oh my God. Girl, you couldn't tell me. I didn't even have to work. I remember I went waited tables and I got fired and I called him crying and he got mad. He was like, why the fuck you keep going to get them jobs anyway? I told you don't need to work. I literally didn't have to work, but I didn't like asking him for money. Because that nigga used to be like, well, what happened to the money I gave you? Oh no, nigga, I don't need you clocking my money. I'm going to give me a job. But I didn't worry about getting fired because I didn't need the job. I was working to put money in my pocket. That's how good we had it back then. And this is, and let me tell you something, the average 18, 19, 20-year-old in New Orleans did not have that. Bitch, I was living high off the hog. Do you hear me? But that nigga couldn't keep his penis in his pants. That was the only thing. I had it all and was miserable like a dog. Do you hear me? It got to the point I stopped telling my friends the stories because I felt stupid on myself. Because I tell them about him cheating. And then I'll be like, I'm done with that nigga. Then I'll take him back. I literally at myself, it was like, stop telling people. And I stopped telling people. I just suffered in silence. Ciao. Let me read this last super chat and I got to go cut my grass. Wait. MOB, thank you for the super chat. My future mother-in-law don't like me, but I'm going to impregnate her daughter because I love her. Look at us. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Congratulations, MOB. Ski. Oh, ski. You feel me? Thank you, son, for the super chat. Great Joce, Boo, cut your grass and see you on the flip. Absolutely. Shout out to everybody who sent the super chat. You guys, wait, did we have another one? I think one more just came in. Hold on. Thank you, BDC, for the super chat. Testify, child. Listen, girl, we could have a whole trauma party one day and talk about how we done all been jacked up and looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us done been through it at some point, at some level. You feel me? But anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out to everybody who said the super chat.
I make it right. I make it right. I make it right on them hoes. I make it right. I make it right. I make it right on them hoes.
And what we gonna do now is Joce up out of here. I'll see y'all later. Rumble Gang, I don't know. I'll see what we do. I'll see what I can do, Rumble Gang. I gotta finish braiding my hair. Rumble Gang, stand by. Stand by. But let me Joce y'all up out of here. I'll see y'all later on over at the dollhouse. We're gonna talk about some things. I got a few things I want to discuss. Love y'all down to the ground. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.